good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live here on the Sunday the 18th of February 2024.
Hang on, guys. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Good.
Cool.
Yep, we have a bit of feedback there, but it's gone now. So yes, good evening. It's myself and Paul tonight.
Yep.
And we're just going to look at the usual. First thing we will look at is the current flooding situation, as we've had a lot of rain over the last 24 hours. And of course, with our river levels very sensitive to any additional rainfall, we'll have a quick look of what's going on with that. And after that, we'll give you our announcement.
Yes, indeed. And we've got all the weather to come as well for the week ahead.
Yeah, and we have a look at our usual weekly ECMWF as well, forecast pressure anomalies, see what they're coming up as for the next 6 weeks or so.
Yes.
And for some reason, even though I plug internet, my internet decided it's going to buffer. So could be a case you may end up losing me.
Or me.
So even though I'm plugged into the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I know the feeling. Mine's playing up
So
as well.
Just love technology.
I know. Anyway,
I think we're still on dial-up back in the early 2000s, but we're not.
I know. 5G. Okay. Yeah. So should we go to the flooding? Do the flooding first?
Yeah, I'll bring that onto the screen right now. So as of just refresh that because I know my flood warnings have gone off on my phone the last couple of hours or so. So 62 flood warnings and a 248 flood alerts. So we'll have a quick look at the flood warnings. Let's bring up the map. Take the flood alerts off. So your flood warnings. Central areas, really, a few in the southwest, a few across East Anglia, and a few up into the northeast of England. If we click back on that should take us back to where it was. So I'll quickly scroll down. I won't read through every single one. So these are the flood warnings currently in place. So you've got your River Avon and the Bristol area, River Frome, Stour, River Bourne, I'm guessing that's towards the southwest of England, River Derwent, River Dove, Great Ouse, so that'll be the ones that show in the northeast, River Mease, River Ray, River Sense from Turnmill to Shipala, River Severn, River Stour, Forage the Reek, River Colne, and again on the Avon as well. So these are the flood warnings I'm calling for. So I'm not going to read each one because we'll be here till for about 9-10 o'clock at night. So if we go back onto the map there. So these are the rivers on flood warning. So flooding is likely. Just zoom in a bit closer so we get a better idea. So there's the ones around northeast there, around York. As we head through into the Midlands, got quite a few of these on flood alert. These are the areas that mostly been quite very sensitive to the additional rainfall. Because where I am currently in Tamworth itself, we've had so far this month we're getting probably close to 90 millimeters already, and we've still got another 10 days. So I reckon perhaps with additional rainfall, we're going to top easily 100 millimeters for the third time since I think October, which is incredible, really. So I think November and I think possibly December as well, where I think October and possibly December, we've had over 100 millimeters here. So these are some of the flood warnings for River Avon into the River Severn. And a few across here. Oh, that's more the River Avon as well. And there's the one around, a few around the southwest of England there, down Devon and Cornwall. It's the River Torridge and the River Tamar. Lake Froome as well. And it's got that one as well down there. Anningley and Horsebridge down the south coast there, towards Eastbourne. Let's go back through up into the north of London, the River Rye and Islip, River Ouzo around Leighton Buzzard, and the Great Ouse, and head further east, River Coombe, and the Rattlesden River, and the Spixworth Beck as well, so around the Norwich area. And if I turn them off and put the flood alerts on, the flood alerts, excuse me a second, there are many. Again, I'm not going to go through each one because we'll be here till Christmas. So there's 248 flood alerts, so flooding is possible. So the flood warnings is flooding is expected, and the other one is flooding is possible. Again, we'll show that on the map. The whole country will probably be lit up in a nice alert.
It is.
So these are your flood alerts.
So that's where the heaviest of the rain was in the last 24 hours as well.
Yeah, so virtually seems like it's more every river system from across England and Wales, really, away from northern England. So from like Midlands southwards, feels like virtually every river's on flood alert.
Yeah, I was just having a look. It's literally
Again, I'm
anywhere
on
south.
148 flood.
Yeah, anywhere south of the Peak District and to the east of the Pennines.
Yeah.
From there southwards, really.
So the February's wet spell continues. I mentioned this last week. Last February, last year, we hardly had a drop of rain compared to this year. It's just been a complete flip. I'm just going to scroll down to 248. So I'm not going to read through it all because, as I said, we want to get to bed at a decent hour. So, yeah, quite a few rivers, shall we say.
Yeah, mostly, like we said, to the south and southwest. Even the Thames has got flood watches against it. And the Severn, as you can see, the Thames there.
Yeah.
The Trent.
The River Trent as well. Rivers that flowing where we are that will go straight into the Trent, so that could turn into a flood alert for the River Trent again. So I think probably like your larger rivers, River Severn, Avon, Trent, also possibly the Thames as well.
Yeah, the Thames has got some on it, so all the big rivers. So all the major rivers will be in the next few days catching that water, and then they'll obviously rise as well. So I wouldn't expect them to have flood warnings on the Thames though, but maybe places like the Trent, the Avon, possibly the Severn as well, as the water moves.
It could be the facts of the Thames as well. It could be tidal as well. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you went then.
Yes, I'm still here. No. Yeah. It's just the internet's playing up still, isn't it? So I think my laptop wants to do.
Are these the ones that have had
Things
their
in the
warnings
background.
removed in the last 24 hours? We've got that lovely sound delay again, haven't we, this tonight? Oh, am I still online?
Yeah,
I can still hear.
lost Michael.
Hello
No?
to Rachel,
Still
who's
here.
currently watching. I think
Hello,
we've got
Rachel.
about a 5-second time delay again.
No worries.
Okay, it's more than 5 seconds. At this rate, it'll be quicker to send a pigeon up to you than to get a response.
Yeah. We'll talk through. I'll just talk on the radio.
Tin can.
That'll probably be quicker.
Talk through like a
Right.
150 mile bloody piece of string.
Why not?
What?
Um,
Welcome to the 21st century
sure.
connection day.
Yeah, indeed. So what next?
I'm going to make the announcement now because
Yep.
I'm going to make that announcement now. So let's bring us back onto the screen there. On Friday, the 1st of March at 8:30 p.m., we are teaming up with our good old friend Gav from Gav's Weather Vids for our special show for the start of storm season 24. So
Yay.
it should be a very good night like it was last time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try and get a few things sorted out.
Yes.
Said,
try and get the internet sorted out first.
Yeah, yeah, Gav's Weather Vids. We've been friends of Gav's for many years. We admire him.
Indeed.
He's our Lord, our weather saviour, shall we say. So, yeah, we'll
he's the weather god of the UK weather community. All hail.
Yes.
And Gordon being the don of all storm chasers in the UK. He's the boss.
But yeah, I've known Gav I've been watching Gav for the last, what are we now? Probably like 12 years or so, since the very early days of Gav's Weather Vids. So, yes, it's just nice for him to join with us for the special show like it was at Christmas, which should be a very good show again. As I said, it's all for the start of storm season 24 and the first hour, obviously, of meteorological spring.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, if you're watching this on playback, this is Gav's Weather Vids. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Just ticked over to 18,000.
Yes, he has indeed.
He made an announcement on his page as well, didn't he, regarding getting up to 20k subs. So, yeah, if you can go to his...
Every time someone mentions word sub, I keep thinking of like it's on getting something from Subway.
Yeah. So...
Gav's going to have 20,000 subs in his front living room for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
anyway, I'm going to shut up because I'm digressing.
Indeed.
So, is there anything you want to take a look at next?
I will just look at the next few days' weather and possibly that tropical cyclone, that's in the Indian Ocean at the moment.
Would you want to take a look at that tropical cyclone first before we head on to the UK weather?
Yeah, definitely.
Just let me know when your screen capture is ready.
Just waiting for it now.
So, yes, it's 12 days to that special live, and we're looking forward to it here at Weather Fans. Oh, there we go. I'll flip you over.
Oh,
well, not you personally, but
brilliant.
You are
here we
on
go.
screen right now.
Brilliant, guys.
Never.
So we have tropical storm Jungu. If I've got that wrong, that's my bad. which currently has maximum
Looks like someone's
sustained
did the
wind
hand
of
in this freaking
120
Scrabble bag.
Yeah, it's currently, if I remember rightly, in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Just trying to see where it's near. Oh, is that in Australia? I can't tell. But yeah,
Looks
there's.
like Western Australia to
I think it's
me, it's coming away from.
I'm just going to have a look on Windy now. Just bear with me a sec. I'm going on the phone and having a look on Windy, that's why. So yeah, last time it is. Yeah, it's not far off Australia, actually. It's 2 more tropical cyclones to the south of that, but it's right in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and it's going to head towards, the west of Australia. I'm just having a look at it on Windy at the moment. I then put Windy on because it might just crash the computer. But that's the current state of play regarding it. So yeah, we'll go into the sat loop. You can show you. Woo, look at that. That is the tropical storm. Probably, let's see when it's going to hit Australia. Oh, sorry, guys. Share this tab. There we go. So that's on the 20th, which is in 2 days. It is moving quite quickly. So that's where it is at. It looks like it just dissipates anyway. So, yeah, they'll be going into meteorological autumn as we go into spring. So things should start cooling down there near Perth. You can see Perth there. And it goes, so yeah, that's the west coast. Right, so I believe that is that. See if there's any others. There's quite a few others, but that's the main one anyway. There's another 2 just to the south of Australia, which I don't know if they'll impact. I will have a look. And if there's any possible impacts, I will post them on the Weather Fans Facebook page. Right, let's go to the UKV. Yeah, anything that's relevant, I'll put them on the Weather Fans page. Right, so we have the current precipitation. As you can see, the front moving in to the west. It's only a narrow band this time rather than the band that went through last night, which was quite broad, shall we say.
Broad.
I'm just gonna, yeah, it's just come up as high CPUs detected. Don't know why. So that band moves through during the night, dies off, peps up, and then just breaks up as it goes south. So luckily for those in the south, it's not as bad during tomorrow morning. And we have a fairly useful day ahead, I would say. There's
Not useful for
13
me, 'cause I'm at
degrees
work
up here.
all day.
Yeah, you could really feel that strength in the sun today. I think we reached 13 here in the northeast today. And last week it reached 16. So I think that was on Thursday, Friday. So yeah, that's tomorrow.
I think we got to around about 17 degrees here.
Yeah,
Maybe 17.5.
very close to the. Yeah, I think it reached 18.1, which was 0.1 of a degree off the daily average. Yeah, it was the day average. The day maximum, sorry. Let's have a look for tomorrow anyway. See if this comes up. A cooler day tomorrow. So obviously as that wind comes in off the Atlantic, possibly further south. As you move further north, 10 degrees. Scotland between 4 and 7. The Republic and the North of Ireland. drag that back up. Super and Cloud, I believe, is. Let's have a look if it's that one. No, wrong one. It's probably this one. Yeah. Anyways, I do apologise. My internet has been really, really slow tonight, as you can tell by the delay. So, more rain moving through Scotland tomorrow. Another front moving southeastwards this time. Looks a bit, could be a bit squally, this one, as it moves it in. So look at the temperature. You can see behind it there's cool, clearer air, which usually means cooler temperatures. Bear with me. So temperature's not really going down that much, between 4 and 8 degrees quite widely, maybe even 10 degrees in the Republic and the north of Ireland, possibly even the Isle of Man. Just fillies. Right. So this band of rain moves through on Tuesday, dissipates as it moves further south, with heavy showers moving into Scotland, which could fall as snow over the highest ground, as that colder air digs in behind it.
It's very similar to what we're getting tonight and tomorrow morning, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the rain is going to be mostly overnight this week. But yeah, you can see the cooler air there moving in. Scotland, further south, 12, 13 degrees, maybe even a 14 somewhere to the east, maybe, I would say. But elsewhere between, say, 6 and 11 degrees, quite widely. And I got all the precipitation cloud. Yes, that cooler air moving in through Scotland on Tuesday. And then we've got another band moving up from the southwest. And this one is very active, as you can see, probably a tri-point. So we'll have an occlusion here. Cold front there, warm front here. That's my thing of it. Michael may show us that on the thing in a minute.
Yeah, that's definitely looks like it to me, yeah.
Facts charts. So you can see there, colder air already digged in across Scotland between 0 and 3 degrees. Still about average for the daytime, really, in England and Wales, between 3 and 9 degrees. But as that rain moves in, and that's at 6 o'clock in the morning. So let's see what that does. Oh dear, seems my thing doesn't want to work. Right, so that rain moves through quite. Oh, just having a look at this here. So a bit of a line there. So there might be a bit of a back edge squall on this, but moves through quite smartly. There we go, 1500 on Wednesday. So look at the temperatures. Yeah, so England and Wales still quite warm, 14, 15 degrees quite widely. And as you move further north, that colder air moving in, I say that in inverted commas, between 6 and 8 degrees, but over the highest ground, around about 0. Let's see if the Daily Express have been right, or other clickbait articles. Apparently on Thursday we're going to have a 600-mile wide long rain band, snow, 100 days of blizzards kind of scenario. Okay then.
What would the case if you if the shape of the snow globe? Yeah.
I think because they're looking at it on the GFS, which is a low res model, so obviously, and it's picking it up from higher up as well. So it shows the colder air aloft, but it doesn't show what's going on at the ground, like the likes of the UKV, Rome.
Probably getting a forecast on their freezer, thinking, "Oh, that looks white. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen across the country. They've got snow in my bloody freezer."
Yeah, but the reality is, this looks interesting. Air masses, so it's going to be southwesterly winds here, I would imagine. Look at that one on the facts chart, but that moves through, could give quite the squall there, but yeah, there's no pickup of a 600-mile long wide snow blizzard scenario for the whole of this week, according to the UKV. So I'm going to in-depthly look at this one because that's piqued my interest. That's this squall here on Thursday. So just going to have a look at the temperature contrast min when it comes. Yeah, there's quite a 0 up here, 10 down here. That squall's there. So behind it, 3-4 degrees. In front of it, 8-9 degrees. So it could be quite naughty, to say the least. Wind gusts. Yeah, there could be 40-50 mile an hour winds within that squall. You can see there. Just move it forward another few hours. It's not going to be really, really squally. It might get down towards the south during dinner time on Thursday. Down here towards the west of London. Could reach 50, maybe even 60 mile an hour down here in the channel. Elsewhere, really average winds. So yeah, it piqued my interest, but it's still days away. That could change still. But one to keep an eye on for sure. I'll pass it over to you, Michael.
Yeah, hi. I was just typing away then on the Wetlands page on Facebook.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Okay, so what I'll take a look at next is the facts charts. Then we'll take a look at the GFS 12Z run from today. Then we'll have a look back at the 6 o'clock run to see if they're in agreement with each other or not. So I'll just double check that we are on full screen. Yeah.
Yes.
So yesterday's rain that we had has cleared into the near constant. That's given that spell of rain across parts of the Low Countries into Germany and Denmark. We've got a ridge of high pressure across the UK. Had a few showers this afternoon, but they have cleared, I believe, anyway. I've not checked the radar in the last couple of hours. And overnight tonight, as we've seen, we've got this weather front crossing the UK, which will just give like a narrow band of rain. Some place could actually even escape it completely. But if you follow this daisy train, it will lead you into a deep area of low pressure in the central Atlantic at 953 there. So that's quite a deep area of low pressure. The sense of that will not be heading towards the UK. What we'll do is send another weather front towards the UK. We've got this ridge of high pressure towards the south, keeping things mostly dry. Then we're seeing that cold front again coming through Tuesday into Wednesday across the UK. Showers falling behind. Winds are coming more of a westerly there. So probably a few degrees lower than what we've seen. And this is picking up or developing an area of low pressure towards the southwest of Ireland. What does that do with that? Well, that sends it into quite a broad area of low pressure, really. Oh, sorry, broad's the wrong word to use there. Kind of combines it with this area of low pressure towards the far northwest of Scotland. There they combine, get spells of rain coming through on that. I'll say it could be quite windy at times through into Wednesday, so that's all that rain coming through. That could start to give more problems with the flooding issues in some areas, or if the river levels have gone back down again, it could rise them up again. But that's showing hints of things turning into more of a northwesterly. So let's have a look at the latest GFS 12Z run. I've not actually looked at this run myself as yet. I've seen this morning's run, but not the very latest GFS from lunchtime today. So these are the upper air temperatures, and no surprise, we're under relatively mild air at the moment. There's an area of high pressure just to our southwest there, keeping us dry occasionally with these passing weather fronts. More mild air comes in before that cold front pushes that milder air out of the way. And that picks up that low pressure we just see on the facts chart for Wednesday. That will give that spell of rain. It looks like it could be quite breezy there. Looking at that, probably looking at gusts of wind, maybe about 30, 40 miles an hour. So it'll be quite a blustery day with that rain. So it's not looking too nice. Out towards the west, we've got colder air trying to come in from the west. So does that make progress across the UK? It gets dampened down, shall we say. We're getting that returning polar maritime air into the UK. So the temperature will be dropping more back to average for this time of year. It still looks like it's going to be quite 40, maybe 50 miles an hour. And also there could be spells of rain and showers around at times. Look at that, so there could be quite a lot of showers around. Low pressure just set to our north. That cold air coming off the Atlantic. This is recipe for quite a few showers. And then we get low pressure set across the UK at this stage. Then does that open the floodgates to the cold air? Let's have a look. Seem to get that push of cold air coming down from the north on this latest GFS 12Z run. So we get a northerly plunge as we head through into days 10, 12, sorry, days 10, 11, and 12. So we'll have a look at the precipitation type. That could bring some snow showers even to lower levels. Could be hints of maybe a bit of a snow event, actually, that low pressure towards the English Channel, that cold air in place. If not, it'll be a wintry mix. And that keeps us in the cold air towards the end of that run. So there's hints there from perhaps next week where temperatures could get quite cool or cold. So let's have a look at the surface temperatures on that run. And we'll have a look at the precipitation type. So Daily Express could be getting their wish come true with 16 feet of snow and whatever else gibberish they want to throw at us. So temperature for the next few days, remaining mild, 10, 11 degrees. And into Tuesday, again, a couple of degrees higher, 12 degrees. Then we get that cold front coming down, reintroducing the cooler air before more wet and windy weather comes in off the Atlantic. For Wednesday, temperature again just into double figures. Then we'll see that cold front coming through on Thursday. Temperatures are back down to more average, perhaps even slightly below average. I think at this time of year we should be looking around about maybe 8, 9 degrees. And this brings it back down to 6 degrees, which we haven't really seen much of in the last maybe 5, 6 weeks or so. As we're heading to Friday, temperatures around about 6 and 7s. Again, mid single digits there for Friday and for Saturday and for Sunday. Again, for Monday, now I think it's a bit later on in the week where temperatures should start to drop with that cold northerly wind. So temperature starts to drop in the north there, down to around about freezing across Scotland, below across the Highlands of Scotland, and through northern areas into low single digits. And temperature remaining quite cool into low to mid single digits. So if any precipitation does fall, I think it's going to be off snow, probably in elevations. So like the Peak District, Pennines, definitely Scotland there. And that's with that cold section there tells me that there could be a snow event actually there. Or there has been a snow event where temperatures are struggling to get much of a freeze in there. But that won't last. So I think if any snow does fall, it looks like at this stage it might not last because the daytime temperatures will be a bit warmer than to keep it locked in, shall we say, for the cold air in place. So let's look at the precipitation type. Definitely know for the rest of this week, at least into Thursday, that's the rain. Bit of snow there shown for perhaps the Highlands of Scotland. Then through Thursday, some of that rain could turn to sleet and snow in some areas, but I'm not convinced of that at all. I think it could be just mostly over high ground, especially over the Welsh Mountains and the Pennines. I think this is actually overdoing it with the snow there. As we head into Friday, again showing perhaps some wintry showers there affecting Wales and northern England, again over the highest ground. And these wintry showers affecting the highest ground. Some of these could, during night, could come to lower levels, but we need to film on the details close to the time. And that's showing a widespread snow event, but I think these will be mostly of wintry showers across the UK. So that's probably what the Daily Express thinks. It's like a 600-mile snow event. Probably won't be, because looking at that, it probably, because it's low resolution, it's highly likely to be just of showers, and some of these will be wintry, perhaps over high ground. But I'm not convinced that'll be reaching to the surface at all.
No,
I mean, as in the lower levels. I think this has been overdone too much.
Yeah,
because the ground temperatures just seems to be too warm.
Yeah, I think it's basing it off because it says here the GFS is a global model with a base horizontal resolution of 18 miles between grid points. Horizontal resolution drops to 44 miles between grid points between weeks 1 and 2. So, yeah, that tells you.
So that's showing that little layer of low pressure towards the south coast there, which could give a spell of snow on Saturday the 2nd. But that's like just under 2 weeks away. I don't think I'll verify, to be honest, but we'll still see. So there's a start of spring there. Showing perhaps some snow there for southern coasts. But I don't think I'll verify personally. So if we take a look at the lunchtime run, let's go back to the 8:50. Sorry, the breakfast run, not the lunchtime. That was the lunchtime run. Is that in agreement or is that completely different? So let's quickly run through there. So there's that rain coming through there for Wednesday. We're introducing cooler air across the UK, the returning polar maritime air. So man, quite cool. That's showing perhaps like a little storm system there for Saturday there. Let's bring up the wind gusts. It's almost like a little channel low there going across southern areas. That's showing perhaps winds just off the Cornish coast there of about 80 miles an hour. So that may be something to keep an eye on for the weekend. So a bit of a channel low there for the winds turn back to light. The way I was going with that then. So does this bring the cold in? So we've got northerly winds there. That's for the start of days 7 and 8. Now, so it tries to reintroduce mild air, does perhaps for a time, then cooler air tries to get back in, but the Atlantic is really trying to get the mild air back in place. It just turns a bit messy then with that area of low pressure set on top of the UK. But by then, it does introduce more of a northeasterly airflow off the North Sea. Right at the end of that run, that cold air, especially minus 10 isotherm, is just set off the north coast of Scotland. Okay, let's have a look at the surface temperatures on that run. Quickly run through this. Let's go through to about at least Thursday. Because it seems like both runs are currently in agreement. It's just won't get beyond next week. The temperatures are right back to down to average of the weekend. There's that little storm, little storm system going through the channel there, trying to introduce the mild air. It does towards the southwest. But look at that temperature difference there. So you've got 11 degrees just off the south coast and about 1 degree. That's about 80 miles inland. So that could be even a snow event.
It could.
Let's have a look,
That's, 2 weeks away? No, a week away, sorry. So it's within the reliable time.
Next Sunday. So yeah, potentially if that storm comes off, it's showing quite a bit of a snow event there.
Be interesting to see where the pub run goes tonight and the next couple of runs. Because obviously with snow, as you know, and I know, and everyone else in the weather community knows, it is so fickle.
It could be just a few degrees determining whether you're going to get rain, sleet, or snow. Because I think that happened about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was snowing it wasn't meant to snow in Yorkshire, and it did. And then it snowed up in the hills as well, not far from here, where I am in the northeast. And there was still snow up.
I think it's more like stuff northwards where we had snow.
Yeah, there was still snow on the hills as well when I went past on Thursday. Only in the sheltered parts where the sun hasn't got to it. But,
yeah.
And that's like 2,000 feet up. So, yeah, there's still all to play for. So, I wouldn't bank on what the Daily Express and Co have been saying, but worth keeping an eye on. If you're into your
wouldn't it?
It'd be Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
So yeah, done well low there.
Yes, I was looking at the temperatures. So let's go back on there. We've already seen that. So look at the surface temperatures. So cold air in place. Then that system goes through the channel. A bit cold on its northern edge. That snow risk there for much of Wales and the Midlands, perhaps into northern England as well. Be rain across the south coast. And with that quite windy as well, so maybe parts. I just said the wind was just staying off the coast. Let's look at the wind gusts again. So winds will
I'm just having a look at
be
the
across the Midlands.
Sorry, I was just having a
Say
look
that
at the
again, sorry.
ECM. I'm just having a look at the ECM, and that's also showing that low as well, but not as a dumbbell. I'll bring that up in a minute once you've completed yours. So the ECM's showing it, and it does drag in temporarily some colder air on the western edge of it. So as it moves through, it drags some air in over the top. I'm just going to have a quick. You carry on, Michael. I just thought I'd bring that up while I'm having a look in the back.
That's all right. With that as well, winds will be gusting 30, 40 miles an hour. So almost like blizzard-like conditions, really. Almost. So potential there for next Sunday morning. But again, we'll keep an eye on that as the week goes on. It could just disappear off the charts completely.
Yeah, it's showing the temperatures at surface at 2 meters as between 3 and 6, possibly 7 degrees. So
yes,
it might not fall as snow. So I'll look at the 850. Yeah, the 850 is only around about.
If the precipitation is heavy enough, it could bring that snow level down, so it could be more sleety. So something to keep an eye on there for next Sunday.
Yeah.
So
temperature
breakfast time runs showing temperatures again into mid single digits there. And that milder air tries to push through, but gets modified back into average where we are now. Then it's coming into the second days, 12 to 14. That colder air seems to try to come back in. Temperatures again still around about the mid single digits with that milder air trying to come in again. And that's where we sat northerly plunge right at the end of the run. That -10 isotherm affecting parts of Scotland. So we're seeing those darker greens coming into the far north of Scotland. So one to watch there is definitely for next Sunday.
Yes. Like I say, ECM's also showing it. I'm just having a quick look through the other models as well to see if there's any agreement on them. The high res is showing it. The ECM low res is showing it. So look at Arpege. See if we've got anything on there.
Arpege.
The Arpege, which is the German. No, Arpege is French, isn't it? Meteo France. Just seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That only goes up to 102 hours. So it's showing some snow for the week, but only over higher ground as we go towards the end of that. But yeah, I think only really over the highest ground is that snow going to fall. Because obviously that's higher up in the atmosphere, so there's less warmer air for it to come through. So I would say places Peak District, North Pennines, possibly the Malvern and the Chilterns, and into North Wales as well. So around somewhere like Snowdonia, the Black Mountains. Yeah. It depends on how much cold air gets digged in behind it.
Shall I take a look at the extended range of the ECMWF?
You go for it, my friend.
And see if they're showing us similar weather patterns.
Why not? The ECM seems to be, from what I'm reading, is the more predictable thing. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So last thing we're going to take a look at tonight is we could look at the ECMWF weekly mean pressure chart anomalies. This is valid between the 19th of February and Monday the 26th of February. And this has a low pressure set towards our north and with this northwesterly flow there. So again, this could bring spells of rain across the UK and showers fall on behind. We've got this area of high pressure out across the Azores. And that could, I was like, it's trying to head up towards Greenland. So let's see where that goes for the 26th of February to the 4th of March. And that seems to be pushing more towards, edging towards our calendar and Greenland there. And we're still in this northwesterly, perhaps northerly flow there, more northwesterly. So temperatures, looking at that, could be that bit below average. So it's not really as much as Atlantic driven that we've seen recently, because we're getting this area of high pressure more blocking towards the Atlantic there. So we're getting this slight northwesterly flow. So I'm guessing some of these systems will come down in northwest to southeast trajectory. So where does that high and where does that high go between 4th of March to the 11th? That takes it further, even west there, over towards Newfoundland. And we're in a bit of no man's land, really, here. So Atlantic's trying to come in there. It's more or less we're in no man's land, really, aren't we? Looking at that, it could be a transition between high pressure and low pressure. There's no signal there at all. The air come down that way. You got winds coming down that way here. Winds come up there, so it could be a bit of a battleground going on there, maybe. So what happens between the 11th of March and the 18th of March? And it's not really showing too much at all. It's a very weak signal showing here. You could be down to the SSW, which we haven't looked at, have we? But there is an SSW going on at the moment, and how it interacts with the troposphere, only time we'll probably know in the next week or so, and the weather charts will probably start responding to as well. So we'll keep an eye on those weather charts a bit later on in the week, see if we have enough tropospheric response to the SSW. So let's go through from the 18th of March to the 25th. And speaking of which, we've got a bit of northern block in there. So that will then have a north to northeasterly flow on that run there. Not mistaken yet. So that could again be more cold air coming across the UK. Perhaps north to northeasterly. So any time of year, that's usually a cold direction, or is a cold direction, and that's still in place there with northern blocking from the 25th of March to the 1st of April. So let's look at the temperatures. There we go, 2 meter temperatures. So 19th of February to 26th of February is above average, which is no surprise really, but we're in that transition there. I think that's that colder air trying to come in there for the 26th of February to the 4th of March. Not quite. It's showing more or less bang on average really for the UK. Cold air to the north, much milder, warm air towards the eastern side of Europe, and it's actually cold across much of Iberia into parts of southern France there, and even across Africa. 4th March to the 11th, that's showing us back into the warmer, above temperature. Get your teeth in. We're actually looking at just above average there for the 4th to 11th of March. And again, for 11th to the 18th of March, I think this is when the signal wasn't showing anything. And it's the last two charts where we start seeing that northern blocking. So we're still about average, but we've got cold air not too far away. And as we head through the last part there, again, we're looking perhaps average to make slightly cooler than average. Again, we'll have a look to see how the atmosphere is responding to the SSW. Let's have a look at the precipitation. And it's no surprise that for this coming week, 19th February to 26th, we're much wetter than average. Then again, for the 26th to the 4th of March, we're looking wetter than average across the UK. Then for the 4th to the 11th, we're looking around about average, maybe dry further north. And again, for the 11th to the 18th of March. And again, for the 18th to 25th of March. And looking perhaps slightly wetter, maybe with this northeasterly flow could be bringing in some snow showers or just showers across East Anglia there, and maybe across eastern coast of England there. And that is the last chart. It is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So am I back on screen? Yep.
You are, yeah.
So yeah, in summary, we're getting a couple of weather fronts coming through overnight, tonight into tomorrow morning, and the same again into Tuesday morning. Spell of rain on Wednesday. Then it looks like it's turned cooler on from Thursday. We need to keep an eye on that possible channel low, which could possibly give us a spell of snow for Saturday into Sunday. That's something we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And beyond that, could be about average, perhaps slightly below average as we're heading into March. Again, we need to keep an eye on the atmospheric response to the SSW that's been taking place right now.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see where that colder air goes, if it comes towards us or if it stays out in Europe and Russia out that way, or if it goes over into Canada and in North America. That what we're going to see in the next week or two after the SSW's happened. Other than that, yeah, I'm with Michael on that channel low on Sunday next week, and what that brings really. Obviously, as that comes into the more reliable time frame in the next Thursday, Friday, I would say.
I'll say maybe from after Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Be
Friday.
interested to see if the Met Office pick it up on their 10-day trend.
Yeah, and the deep dive as well. But yeah, 10-day trend definitely. Yeah, I think that's about it from us.
Also, we'll see as well if the Met Office uses any of the charts that we've been using, because they seem to be doing that on quite a regular weekly basis at the minute.
It's very coincidental. So yeah, if Aidan McGivern, Alex Deacon, any of the other, Annie Shuttleworth,
Helen
if you wished to come
Alex Burkle as well.
And Alex Burkle as well, yes. Even Thomas Schaffenacker, if he wants to come on as well. If you are watching, please do drop us an inbox. Drop Gordon or Michael an inbox, and we'll sort it out. We're not afraid to have big names on
we
this.
kind of know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Even Liam Dutton.
We've got a big name. It's called Gav.
Yeah, that's as well. Liam Dutton, if you want to come on as well, mate, we know you follow Michael on social media.
Is he?
I think so. I'm sure he does anyway.
I follow him, but I think it's called stalking.
That's the one. It was the other way around. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us. And as you can see down the screen, we'll be back on Sunday at 8 p.m. All being well.
Yep, and look out for our post during the week. And we'll see you next Sunday, 8 p.m. Thanks for watching, guys. And
good night.
for now.